beautiful divine masculine and feminine darlings. This is the Seraph Gem Gypsy, Seraphe Indigo Empress, and Shiloh Horizon. And I don't plan to be here for too long. We'll see how long this takes. I'm just getting home, and as I was about 15 seconds from the front door, it started raining on my face. First I thought it was a fluke, but no, it started to sprinkle. A little storm brewing. And it's quite ironic because one of the holy angels, it was Archangel Michael in fact, came to Sis Zadkiel. Hi baby, let me get you some more. Huh? And said, hey, you know how you noticed yesterday that that girl put out, the one who's been plagiarizing you, Isis? You know how she put out that video where she's trying to prove herself as Isis connection and with a cat in her arms, except for the cat looks like it's dying to get out of her arms, just in the cover photo? You're going to want to go document that because there's more to this. There's more to this. And so I said, okay. And I had a couple of other things to do, so I headed down to the office. And when I opened this video to document the date and what have you, right in the intro, the cat was trying to get out of her arms. Now I read that just from the cover photo because I could see it. And one of the things that I do is animal communication. In fact, that was the first thing that I heard. There's food in the cat bowl here. But the first thing I heard when I walked through the door was that my boys were asking for more wet food. See, there's already food in here, but they want more wet. And that's perfectly acceptable. But they were waiting at the door, and that's what was said. So I'm answering. And then the next thing that she said was that the whole reading she was about to do was about Horton Hears a Who, which you may have noticed from a plagiarizer or two ago. That's something that they posted about too, 322. And I made a cover photo. The right side of the cover photo is my description of what the context of the video that I've posted is about, explaining all of this. I'll link it in the down bar. And the left side of the photo is a screenshot of her community board where she's talking about her intuition, where she's posting about Horton Hears a Who, but it actually on the cover photo says Horton Hears a bitch-ass liar, which I found quite ironic considering that she was copying from me. She's been copying from me and plagiarizing content and trying to republish it as her own. So Horton Hears a bitch-ass liar. It sounds like she's projecting and talking about herself. Now, I did liken the plagiarizer in this video, who claims to be transcendent, though there's nothing transcendental about this. There is about Zadkiel. Zadkiel's the transformation transcendence angel, so you barked up the wrong tree with this one, honey. Well, there's something sweet about you. Divine Masculine says, so obviously she's watching your posts. She saw you talk about that other girl and post about that Horton thing, ironically, and she's making a whole thing about it. Yeah, she did the same thing with the cat and everything else. I see it. I see it for what it is. It's pathetic and embarrassing for her, but shameful. I can also see that she's having some troubles because her mask slipped for a second. She forced the cat to be on screen. It didn't want to be there. And claimed that she was using the cat to hold space or clear the energy. So she's basically trying to use her cat as a either a weapon or a shield. And guess what happened to the next door neighbor when she tried that? Her cat is dead. In fact, those videos popped up in my feed today, and I went to organize them and go put them in the filing cabinet. And clear some space, actually, in my device. I took them off of this device and stored them where they belong, organized them. And in the reading yesterday, where this particular plagiarizer energy it was this morning, wasn't it? Kept trying to force her way into the reading. If it wasn't this morning, it was last night, maybe. It was one of the last two. The neighbor card kept coming out, and the topic of it came out. It may have been last night. Either way, I'll link all of this in the description box. So, just food for thought on that. The mask slipped. Also, when she said something about using the cat to clear space. So, yeah, she said. And with this look on her face, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Would you like to describe it, Holy Angels? Not with those ones? Which ones? These? Okay. Well, that's a lot. I'm gonna stop right there on that. Why don't we grab another deck though? Let's do this one. Also, while we're here, oh, the other thing she said in this, and I stopped watching after this. Michael said you need to watch to 5 minutes in. You need to get 5 minutes in, till 5 minutes in. So those first couple of topics, she talked about the cat, Horton, and then she said something about a storm brewing. Well, she barked up the tree of the storm angel, Zadkiel the storm angel, and as I walk into the house, it starts raining. Thank you. I was just thinking, Zadkiel, the healing angel, the moon angel, the past life regression angel, the grief angel, transcendental mediumship angel, including helping people cross, including context of resurrection. I'm a widow, hello. The envier skills and talents. You cut them off and they're still watching. I've already blocked her. I told you she's watching and then making videos in response, but it's to try to cover it up. It's like subliminal. Beware of an attempted setup. I know. Tell me about that setup. I hear it's not going to work. It's not working, Archangel Michael says. Archangel, hold on. Oh, that was Zadkiel. They want to see you suffer so bad. Yeah, and so she's sitting there trying to be extra nice or claim that she needs protection. Clearing the energy while trying to wish suffering on people for calling her out for stealing from them. What do you mean? That's karmic. See? Told you. Spiritually trying to attack you. And I picked up this energy, told you. They will expose themselves. She did. I'm sure if she wants to continue, that will continue. Haters are lying about you. Oh, I know. That's That's why I'm being called to speak the truth. Oh, thought manipulation. And I picked that up earlier too. I mentioned that. You know, I can hear you too, except for that was a lie. And they're wanting people to think that they're spiritual. This is a person who's spooked by my degree of spirituality. They felt read to filth, stripped bare by the truth that I picked up and spoke about. And so they wanted me to feel, I guess, scared. Scared that they could read my energy because I can read theirs. Scared that they're in my head because they're spooked that I am telepathic. Yeah, they can't understand your level of knowledge. So she's sitting there with big words, transcendental, trying to sound smart, but doesn't actually apply it in real life. Yeah, return to sender backfired on them. And so I heard earlier, she said, maybe she won't post it. Maybe, meaning maybe I won't go live and expose this. Maybe if I do another spell. No. Quite the opposite, in fact. She can't stand that I made it that way for myself. Get it right and don't get it twisted. Since you did let me help you unbunch that spiritual wedgie, honey. I don't have that problem. You don't have that problem when you go commando. Next, you're upset that I'm stripping you naked? Bitch, I'm already there. Divine Masculine says, oh! You will continue to thrive on the haters. Oh, I know. Archangel Michael said it will not work. I hear, thou shalt not falter. No, no. Thou shalt not. Can't stand your creativity because it shows they lack it. And so she's trying to copy and compete. Collecting dirt on you. What dirt? I don't have dirt. You sound just like the locals here. Guess what? That's not working out for them either. They're in spiritual jail and some of them are on their way to prison. They want you to mention them to gain clout. Ma'am, get real. I mean, this is somebody who's grifted 20,000 followers almost by copying me, and she wants me to mention her name. You know why? Because I'm top dog. Even though my husband called me his ancient Aztec cat goddess. You know, they mad because she wants to hate, but she can't help but sneak love you. Well, of course. She tried to make her whole personality me. She wants to hate me because she's jealous that she can't be me, but she can't help but love me, which is why she tried to be me. You know, make it make sense. Look at the situation from all angles. That came out in the reading earlier. You're talented and they're not. Oh, but baby, I know. Let's turn on another light, shall we? Divine Masculine thinks this is funny. He says it's embarrassing for her, but it's funny. I also noticed this today. You know what? I need another light, and so I really don't give a crap if this shitty neighbor doesn't like it. I need it, and I'm using it. Fuck that. I noticed that today. Cleared it. It's one big gust all of a sudden out of the blue, and then it was still. Your God-given abilities irritate them. Oh, I told you, subliminally. Posting things directed towards you instead of coming to you directly. She also tried to say something about like people doubting your gifts. And so she's basically trying to insinuate that I'm not spiritually gifted and I'm just misjudging her, doubting her. and that she is. Divine Masculine says delusional. Yeah. 1422. Trying to bring you legal troubles. Oh, I know. Guess what? Baby, my shit's copyrighted. And then she went to look at the iPad full of notes that she had, and I saw it. It was the same thing that Katie Emmitt did. They go and they watch videos of other people or content of other people, and then they take lots of notes and whatever little clips they think sound good or will sound nice on their feed and their posts, and then they regurgitate it. Rhetoric. Out of context, they don't, told you, about that earlier too. I picked it up, called it out verbatim. That's the evil eye. And this particular reading is about that energy. This girl kept trying to force her way into the reading that I was doing about the grandparents earlier, that I've been planning to do for a week, that I had been planning to do before I found that she was plagiarizing from me or even knew who she was, because I didn't until a few days ago when her feed popped up in mine because she'd been stalking me. So you can't gaslight me. She said, yeah, see that? Trying hard to lower your self-esteem. You can't. Remote viewing. And I mentioned this in the reading earlier. You don't have permission to read on me. Well, you're reading on me. You're stealing and playing around in my energy and trying to wear my essence as a skin. So, yes, because I'm actually reading on my energy and how you're invading it. I'm not invading your energy by reading on how you're invading mine. You trying to read on mine because I'm calling you out for invading mine after I caught you doing it is you further invading my space and violating the boundary further instead of respecting it because you didn't want to respect it in the first place. Thank you. 1633. They can't operate on the frequency you're on. I know. Purposely trying to trigger you to fuck with your... It's not working. Fuck with your day. Fake friend since the beginning. No, it's a stan. Stalking obsessed fan. Haters will try to convince you to just give up. It's not working. It's not going to work. It never was. Yep, see, their evil intentions will fail. So, they play dirty. And that was the thing. The last video she posted had a pig in it. A pig and an angel wing. But I'm not playing her games. You don't wrestle around in the mud with pigs, ma'am. I've taught my clients here that for years. You know why? Because pigs like you like it. And if I do that, we both get dirty. I don't do that. I'm cat-like, remember? I prefer to be cleanly. Even when I was a baby. My sister, when she... We're both Gemini. When she would eat as a baby, it would go from head to toe. And I wasn't like that. My mom said I was a very clean eater. I didn't really like things all over my face or... Nope. Evil intentions will fail. Time to take legal action. Yep. Because she just didn't want to stop. And now I've got too much video evidence and time-stamped evidence for her to deny it. Yeah, that's not working. The same cards are coming out. I'm done with this deck. Yeah, she's salty. So, oh, I need a charger. I saw on this post that was made, that she had made, a couple of times where she mentioned she hoped people's delulus would come true Lulu, but we know here she also was paralleling the Tunnel of Love plagiarizer, who took copy that post from me posting it about Emmitt plagiarizing. So she plagiarized it from a plagiarizer after watching me post about it. And this girl is paralleling that one. They're all the same. It's just the same archon energy moving through all of them. Call it like I see it. That's what she would call it anyway. It's just a demonic possession. It's dark energy. She just answered the call. I was open to it. Or she embodied that within her. And she made a number of posts about how she knows very well that she's delusional. But we know here, see, we know here that Delulu is not the Salulu. That's the logic on this channel. She said that there's a fine line between delusion and prophecy. No, there's not. There's not a fine line between prophecy and delusion, nor illusion and truth. It sounds like something somebody would say while trying to gaslight other people as to the fact that they're not nuts. Mm-hmm. Build a bitch. Oh. Jealous and in competition. Oh, there it is. Told you. If they're not calling on these energies and entities, then they just embody them. Or they're being vessels for them, channels. But these people can't do anything. This girl can't do anything. She's in her head because she feels like I one-up them. Fake witch. Told you. Maybe if I do another spell. No, how's that backfire taste? Yeah, others are noticing their bullshit lies. And other people are also sending good vibes and protection because they see it for what it is. Is there anything else you want to say before I put this deck away? No. You're talented and they're not. Yeah, I know. All right. Now, as for the other polls, didn't actually read those yet, did I? This is from that first deck. I'm turning the light on. Trying to be just like you and do everything you do. Unexplained freak accident. I did pick that up in a reading or two ago. Yeah, again, has that return to sender taste. Told you. Energy vampire. I'm good. But they tried. Energy vampire. Creativity thief. Yep, trying to send crown chakra attacks. She also talked about that. Something about downloads. No. This is an incubus, succubus energy, especially who tries to mess with people in their sleep. But they're being cleared out. And in the reading earlier, I don't often burn the Palo Santo, but I was called to pull it out, in fact. And it was when her energy was forcing its way into the reading that wasn't even about her, except for the fact that people involved in that reading, the grandparent reading, were the ones who sent out they were involved with the chaos and conflict magic that was initially sent out in this coven cult environment. And then the plagiarizers, you see, they share zodiac signs and or personality traits or what have you, and so they picked up on it, were already embodying that, or were already being influenced by the same dark forces, and so they just answered the dark call, sitting there claiming to be light workers. It's embarrassing for them. Blasphemy and sacrilege. Just a girl who's also claimed repeatedly that God is the reason that she's this and that. I'm like, no. God is the reason that I am the person you're trying to copy, but you don't know God. You know how I know? Because I do, and God told me. Stop being fake. God knows your heart. And your energy is ugly. Now let me explain to you how I stumbled across this girl. Because it truly was organic, and I prayed to God for any plagiarism or anything like this to be exposed. And honestly, I had spoken to a family member about how I hoped I was given a couple days of a break before the next one, but it wasn't. It was the very next day or that same afternoon or something. I think it was the next day. And I was scrolling, I was on the yoga mat actually, scrolling for music or a documentary or even a Mr. Ballin, like a true crime or story or something. And this video popped up and I quickly scrolled past it thinking nothing of it. It didn't capture my attention. I wasn't interested. But the energy, as I scrolled past it quickly, the energy jumped at me and the fingerprint of it said plagiarizer. It's just an energy imprint at this point. And so I scrolled back and I thought, well, that's weird, because at that point, when I scrolled back, I noticed the Eye of Horus that was on it. And I'm like, well, there's another one with the Isis claim, I would say. And I heard the holy angels say, take a screenshot. I'm like, all right, just in case. And I quickly scrolled past it again. And they said, no, you need to go back and look deeper. Because I wasn't sure. I knew there was another plagiarizer energy they warned me about, but I wasn't sure at first. I mean, the energy jumped at me, so I scrolled back. They said to take the screenshot, so I did. But I was just going to sit on it and wait. Like, if anything else pops up, and I continued to scroll for my music. And Archangel Michael said, no, you need to go back. That's the one. That's one plagiarizing you. That's another plagiarizer. So I did. And I opened the video, and evidently, just based on the posts on the channel, they were correct again. Answer prayers. So I do have to give credit where it's due. Yeah, see there, that's twice. Subliminal posting. This is somebody who either doesn't like masculine, or they're trying to target and keep the divine counterparts apart. Somebody who claims some kind of twin energy. It's in one of their username handles. And also, this is possibly somebody who doesn't like go-getting feminine, who can step into that masculine. This is a trickster spirit. It's a facade. I hear a marauder. And this is also somebody who sits in illusion, holding grudges against you. You know, there's also this energy coming up about, I picked it up earlier too. There's an energy coming up for somebody about, it's like another client energy. It's like somebody who maybe doesn't post their name. They were a hidden client behind the scenes, and then they have a handle or a screen name or something where they don't actually post their real name. So unless you knew it was that person, you wouldn't know that it was the person behind a screen getting a reading at one point. Like if it's just a random email that they had, you know, and maybe their birth name is on the email, but the channel that they're copying from after being a client and posting from, that doesn't have their legal name attached to it. Maybe that's why. Maybe they didn't want you to be able to trace it back, or me. But there's an energy in some cases, I've been picking this up, of one of these plagiarizer energies trying that. As if my spirit team wouldn't come get them for it. Yeah. Or get them for trying to attack me for speaking the truth when God has specifically called me to do it, especially while they're trying to claim divinity on any level. Careful. Oh, and don't worry. I'll go back through and post screenshots with timestamps to make sure to hit everything that I'm speaking on. You don't have to take my word for it. It's one of those things where I notice the discrepancies or the lies that these karmics have said or posted or copied, plagiarized, and so it's their own words and previous posts and evidence against them, just like it would be in a court of law. Okay, I need this charger. There she goes again. Heard it's somebody saying, oh look, there they go plagiarizing again. Caught again, red-handed. Yep. Okay. Seek someone to perform. Yeah, they see they were trying to throw hexes, but no, I'll do some Reiki to clear that out in a minute. They're mad because they're blocked. Still stalking though. It's not a friend. This might be somebody who tried to come in the comment section behind, again, a random username at one point, and then tried to copy, and now is, yeah. This is somebody who's either promiscuous or has STDs or STIs, or they will. Low self-esteem. Childhood wounds. Go work it out. Stop taking it out on me. Trying to. Yeah, I just picked this up and put one in my pocket, actually. Yep. So this is somebody who sits there and they think that they know. I see it. It's like this girl going on one of my socials to see if she can find any family members on there to see and just judge things she doesn't know about. Or another one I'm picking up is, no, maybe not that one. Not for this situation. This one. Putting negative thoughts in your head. You know I can hear you too. You're gonna regret it if you don't. You should be quiet about me. Shh. Ah, told you. There it is. It's the same old crap. But they're being cleansed out. Not a coworker. Somebody who tried to be a business rival. Because they're jealous. Jealous. I also noticed that she specifically positions herself for the stuff in her videos. She doesn't show certain parts of herself, typically speaking, and she often wears like corsets. It's all for, yeah, divine masculine. Like, so she's looking for attention. Yes. I can also see that she's caked herself in makeup, and all the time. You can see also like the freckles on her chest, they don't match where her skin should look like that, the way that she is, the color of her hair, the light skin, the red hair. Freckles are normalcy for that, but you can often tell with people with this particular, I went to cosmetology school, so you can also tell with people like this when they've got freckles all over themselves and then their face is very pale, one color, etc. It's clear that they've covered up their freckles with lots of foundation and concealer, and it doesn't match the rest of their body. Like, even if the color matches their neck, the foundation on their face matches the color of their neck, which is often an issue people have. They won't match their foundation. It'll be too light or too dark, and you can tell that they're wearing foundation because they often, especially if they don't blend it down into the neck and they cut it off at the jawline, it's two different colors. But even if it's the right color in this one, you can still tell because you go from having skin that very clearly has little to no freckles to skin that is very clearly freckle prone from the chest down, meaning that her face, I bet you her face looks like that underneath. In fact, I know it does, because where it's not quite blended out as much and there's a little bit less concealer around the edges, like the hairline, I can see it. And then everything else is like those thick brows, like Instagram brows. Like, it looks like she just tried to copy it. Just, I hear she's trying to be an Instagram baddie. You don't become a real baddie by copying and stealing and then playing fake and subliminal. No. So the dark energies that she's embodying or that she's been calling, they're haunting her, or will be. But I'm good. You know, I can hear you too. No, you can't. You know, I'm going to try to read on you. Maybe another spell. No. Yeah, well, copying the shell wasn't an option. It wasn't an answer. Delays, problems, interruptions with transportation, communication. Saw that too. Third eye blocked. Talking about transcendental downloads and things. Well, we don't even have an open third eye or a crown. Come on now. How hilarious. The joke's on you. Person has narcissistic personality. This person causing negativity is an earth sign. Or if it's not that, then one of the people sending the chaos magic and the conflict spells and stuff, that person's an earth sign. But they're all being cut off, so we'll do some cord cutting in a minute too. Pyrite, you know, I've been using that lately too. It's over here. Charging in the sun, actually. This actually specifically is Isis and Osiris pyrite, in fact. The reason it's called Isis and Osiris pyrite is because one side is like this, these really chunky kind of pointy crystals, and the other side is more like a druzy. It's softer, more glittery, less chunky, you see? Less crystal point versus this side. See the points on that? 11:11 here on the clock on the East Coast. You see? Careful, babies. So there's that. Yeah, I kept, like I said. Also all my stuff over here. So they're dealing, oh, I told you, they're dealing with insecurity issues, body image, worthiness, sexuality, and relationships too. The STD card came out. Always going against you by arguing their point of view, never considerate of your point of view. Trying to turn others against you. This person's a water sign, or is being influenced because one of the other people involved in the chaos magic and conflict spells was a water sign. Although I have been picking up there's water sign energy with this person. It's like Aquarius, Sagittarius, Scorpionic possibly as a base. Not just. X is preying on the downfall of your new love interest. Okay, and so the next plagiarizer energy I have to break down, which I actually found before this one, popped up and I noticed before this one, in the cover photo, she has a tattoo of the Eye of Horus on her throat, and she's wearing a tiger's eye necklace, but you see Archangel Uriel actually resonates with Tiger's Eye, and Archangel Uriel's partially who ratted them out. These are people who have generational curses. They're repeating the same cycles. Insects, blackbirds, snakes, rats. You know what? This morning, I was admiring the crow outside. The one crow, the singular crow. Black one, though. And I posted about Leonore Piper, the one white crow. Past life regression, hello. Also, this girl posted about how she's lived many lives and this and that. I'm like, ma'am. I hear no, she hasn't. Yeah, this is why she's making such poor choices and thinking that plagiarism and theft is the best answer. And I have been picking up the alcoholism, especially over the last couple of days, and also in the last reading there was a reference of Whiskey Lullaby came out, as well as a few other things. I hear Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. There's a message about making a point to go. I'm about to run through the shower, actually, and wash this energy off. Because they've been playing with spell work and negative energy, because they're mad that they got called out for stealing since they have no creativity, that solar plexus chakra block. You can't stand to see me shine, better by a visor. You don't ever cross my mind. What's a sheep to a tiger? Now her thing popped up on my feed because her page, the content, because she was clocking my account, but I didn't know who she was till the holy angels ratted her out and answered my prayers. Yeah, and there's protection. My art account is Amethyst Horizon. And you know what? Let me show you a little something. Actually, generally I sleep next to it, but recently I moved it over here. It kind of looks like a wiener, but it is in fact a giant amethyst. For size reference, it's pretty big. I don't typically like to wait for that to load. I don't typically like to take that down off of here once it's up, but there have been a couple of good points today worthy of sharing. So, problems with making important life changes for future benefits. Yeah. Because they were being greedy and nasty. Like, you don't get creative inspiration by stealing, you get karma. Like I said, this is somebody who doesn't want the light workers, the twins, to come together. Because she's a divine feminine hate. This is somebody, I picked it up just from that masculine card alone. She is jealous. She does not want the twin flames to come together. I feel like because she's jealous of this, but she also feels like, well, she'll be exposed, or there's something about this. It's just that karmic energies. Our light irritates their shadows. Trying to dig up dirt. Can't stand your grind or hustle. Yeah. Wanting friends and family to be mean and cold towards you. Yeah, and they're going to have some issues, or they do, in their home environment. Because they've been trying to target someone else's. Let's pause and clear the energy a little bit, shall we? I would love to just tidy up the space a bit. Hi, baby. By the way, just to recap, in that video, for the cover photo, I saw it. This cat did not want to be in her arms. When she did let him go, he got right off. He ran right away from her. She... There are a group of karmics, I picked this up earlier too, trying to do power of 3 spells. It's not working, and it will not work. So I'm giving you 3 seconds to get out of my house. Thank you for putting Holy Archangel at each window and door to keep these energies from even trying to come through. I love you. Karmic energies wanting to backstab people. Or I mean, that's what it is, but often backstabbing is somebody that you care about or that you're close with stabbing you in the back. In this case, it's not even necessarily somebody that you know. It might be somebody that you called out for stealing or plagiarizing or something. But even if this is a stranger to you, other than the fact that they know you in regards to they've been stalking you, which is not knowing somebody, it's their delusion. When your back is turned, when you're minding your business, or you've said what you needed to say, and you're walking away and moving on from the situation, which came out in the last live, the song I'm Moving On. I think it's by Rascal Flatts, maybe, possibly. They try to run at you and plunge a poisoned dagger in your back. 11:22. Yeah, Archangel Uriel said that's not happening. Well, I did just pick up that they tried. So let's cut these cords, put up some protection shields. I just heard big bad witch. It was giving like big bad wolf, and that's what this karmic either thinks she is. Oh, that makes sense. Or has been embodying or trying to embody. And before I left to go take care of those errands I mentioned, I heard, all my wolves begin to howl, wake me up, the time is now. There's a revolution coming, wild things, they turn me on. Also, I'm Native American. You don't think I have dream catchers around? Come on. Silly goose. I thought you said you were a descendant of Freya. I am. I told you, I'm a mixed bag. I have a plethora. I'm a Trail of Tears Native American descendant. I am royal bloodline. I connect with Freya lineage, Fae, elemental realm, resultantly, Tuatha De Danann rather. But also, people who founded the country. Some of them who left England and fought for the revolution. Some of them who came here and founded the country. Two separate parts of the same coin. Yeah, the whole speaking up about corruption and educating people about their rights and the law and all these different things. Yeah, I've done this in many lives. Many different things in many lives. Just have all of it in this one. And they don't call me the goddess of 10,000 names for nothing. As far as that, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Come here, my sweet prince. I know. You're not going to that dog. Come on. Come on, baby. I love you. Hello. You're so pretty. Yes, you are. My baby. My sweet prince. Alrighty. Now I would like to see as far as this other evil eye deck goes. Tell me. Okay, so there's also fallen masculine energy I've been picking up on energetically. He's been really trying to come through, lurking on divine feminine, and I also noticed one energetically trying to come all up into my space, but he's also left his digital footprint on my YouTube here, so I know for human fact that he's stalking. I knew that before. But I heard this song earlier. It was by Hosier. I forget what it is. And he says in it, "Be still my beating heart." That's the chorus line. But more specifically, the part that caught my... The chorus reminds me, the first couple lines of the chorus remind me of Divine Masculine, really. Which was what the Fallen Masculine had the contract to be, but he fumbled it. He messed up. He chose a karmic instead of Divine Feminine. Or he chose to be karmic instead of elevate, like Divine Masculine. This is a Divine Masculine who was either recontracted to be this feminine, or he cleared enough karma to earn the contract. There's something there. Or he came online, is what I'm hearing. Maybe he just woke up to the fact that that's who he was. On levels. Or entirely. But this particular karmic male, or fallen masculine, who I'm picking up on, is a fire sign, actually. As I say that, I'm getting hot, like physically hot. And I do remember he had... his body temperature ran hotter than mine did. Like, very, very much so. Not that mine was abnormal, but his was hotter. His was a temper. In this particular energy, plays in spell work, and it is reminding me of this particular karmic. So they'll get instant karma for anything they try to do. They're having a difficult time and they want you or me to experience, this is about this girl who's been stealing, so she wants me to have the same bad experience as her. No. Either the Uno reverse has been working, and or, which it has, and or now that she realizes that I know what's going on and she shouldn't be doing that, she's trying to reverse the magic she just tried to send out because she's afraid of the backfire because of this. Jealous of who you are and the accomplishments you made. I know, so that's why the copycat thing. But it's not working. Victory. You will be victorious over any attacks against you. No matter what they do, you will win. Divine Masculine says, oh, so he's felt that energy I'm picking up. He felt this fallen masculine or this karmic male, because that's what it is. So he's a karmic now. He's felt this interference or this disturbance in the force trying to come between the connection. He might just not have been able to place exactly where it was. Oh, I know exactly who it is. I can give you name and tell you exactly their birth date. I can tell you. I'm picking up the Kiki Rockwell song. Oh, that makes sense. That's what she called her cat. Kiki. Kiki Biki, she said. Kiki Biki. Okay. Well, Kiki Rockwell, she says in this, I can name the date in which they'll put you in the ground. Yup. Death prophetess, for one thing. 5722. So any attempted blocks that these people were causing or hindrances, what this was, right, calling this out, me exposing this round of plagiarism was me clearing it out. It was me releasing the latch of the leech that tried to suck the life like an energy vampire does. And I said no. So when I called it out, this leech didn't like, it's like pouring salt on a slug. And you know what? I got that analogy earlier. What this karmic is being compared to, a slug. Also Jabba the Hutt. And then also No Face from Spirited Away, that just eats everything in sight that it wants or has a fixation for, and it turns into this large slug-like creature. Yep. So this is somebody who wanted to destiny swap, but they were reckless for trying. That's why they're trying to reverse the magic now. Health attacks is reversed, though this backfired. But now she may be sick, or that freak accident I keep picking up. I won't even get into it right now, but I picked up a couple of things. Here, there's no coming back for it. Yeah, salty. These people were salty. But there's protection. Freezer spell. And I say by these people, I mean these plagiarizing energies. This is somebody who wanted to stall out whoever they were targeting. And I've seen this before. They notice somebody, they're inspired by somebody, that inspiration turns to jealousy pretty quickly, and that jealousy turns to hatred, and they try to hold people back or isolate people or kind of like shadow ban people in their lives. They don't want anybody to notice who they're targeting. They want all the attention and the credit for whatever it is that they're copying. And they try to stall people out or block people's progress so that they can be the ones on the scene. Or another situation is, let's say somebody was injured, attacked, abused, and injured, and they had to You hate 'cause I'm a rock star, a rock star. Your pretty little problem. Oh, there it is. You hate 'cause I am everything that you ever wanted to be. Now you're mad 'cause you hate the way they're looking at me. But I don't mind 'cause I see the way they're all watching me. 6122. Divine Masculine says, so basically they try to bully the competition off of the scene so they can take credit and be seen as the original. Yes, thank you. Yep, you're being watched by multiple people who don't have your best interest at heart. Yeah, I just blocked one of their accounts. Binding spell and took screenshots. Yeah, either it's a combination. The freezer spell, trying to create stagnancy or obstacles, binding to keep people stuck. It's all spiritual attack, though. They don't want you to be able to see, but it's because they can't. If they could, they'd have known that was a terrible idea to try. Yeah, exactly. Because the energy work you've done on yourself has worked, the negative energy's dissipating. And again, that's 2 for 2. There are light workers who know what, this is why I whistleblow about it. I know that there are good people watching, good people who have spiritual gifts, and good people who don't. But either way, they don't like these karmics, they don't like what's being done, and they see it for what it is. Especially the ones who are gifted, they can also tap into what I'm picking up. They don't have to take my word for it, they are also picking it up. It was this girl's energy that was putrid. Something made my stomach drop. I'm like, whoa, what was that? And the angel said, yeah, you need to go take a screenshot of that. And so I scrolled back and I thought, well, we'll just wait and see what it was. And they said, no, that hit your core, like energy harvester, somebody plagiarizing, copying, trying to steal from the solar plexus chakra. That hit for a reason. There's something wrong with that picture, no pun intended. Go back. And when I scrolled up really quickly, then I noticed the little Egyptian sign. I'm like, oh, there it is. Like I said, very organic, but they were right. And I feel that, an attempt to attack the crown chakra right now, also the throat chakra, the binding, they're wanting, I picked that up earlier in the reading. I picked up like a tongue tie energy. Yeah, they don't want me to speak on this, but that's too bad. Thank you for clearing that out. Resurrection Reiki, there's also, I heard proponent Reiki, so all of the pieces, the proponents of things, pieces of things that make it a whole. This person's obsessed with you and cannot stop thinking about you, to the point where they cannot stop thinking about you. Because it's a toxic fixation, and I did use that word earlier. I heard it. Oh, and if this person doesn't have STDs, or if that's not what that was referencing, this is spiritually transmitted diseases. This is somebody who's not energetically clean, does not have energetically hygiene. It's why they were trying to use their cat as a shield that did not want to be there. This is somebody who would rather let their cat be front and center to be used as an energy vampire or energy source for vampires. Easy. No protection. She's being selfish. That's not how that works. I've seen people do it before. They either do it for attention, they're trying to get attention, like using it as a mascot, or they try to use it as like a weapon, actually weaponizing, sending it out to hopefully attack other animals in the neighborhood or whatever, or energetically. But it doesn't matter. You're moving past those who have issues with you. It no longer matters to you. And I did pick that up, like I said in the last reading. I'm moving on by, I think it might be Rascal Flats, possibly. So as far as this karmic goes in regards to psychology, the behavioral science and psychology of things, taking what does not belong to us, jealousy, possessiveness, spousal relationships based solely on sexuality and materialism, sexual abuse, lewdness and multiple relationships, theft, cunning, usurpation of goods, even intellectual property, vampirism, I told you, there it is, taking the energy of others, ruin, flagrant injustice, unending lawsuit or trial. So if this person doesn't stop stealing, they're going to end up in legal issues, it sounds like, or people that are in this energy in general. Existential fear, insecurity, family problems, lack of receptivity or emissivity. Ignorance, learning without understanding. Yeah, see, learning bits and pieces of things that sounded good, that sounded smart in posts, but that she doesn't actually understand, or that she's copied from other people, that she doesn't actually live by, that she doesn't actually know how to apply, because she's just spewing regurgitated rhetoric back. It's rhetoric when it comes from her because it's out of context and it doesn't apply. Certainly not where it pertains to her. And again, I noticed this earlier. Oh, let me get my notes. So they watch other people's stuff, pages, platform, and then when they hear something they think sounds transcendental, they write it down and then they, again, regurgitate it, trying to make it sound original. And then she went from doing that to reading a book. And I saw this. I saw at certain points she'd take one singular post from someone else and share it with a quote. And then after that, she would keep reposting that same quote, but without any context of who it was by. So if you never found the original poster of the quote, you never saw that one original quote. If it was posted at all, then you would never know that she was just re-quoting someone else's words. But she is, repeatedly. That's what the whole account is based off of. So there's that. It's very problematic because it's contradictory to what she claims to be as a whole, and certainly as a business friend. There's some other stuff too, but I'll link it in the description box when I'm done. Also, let me show you these cards so you know I'm not making anything up. It's very bright. I apologize. I should have warned you. Sorry about that. That hurt my eyes too. Next time. Also this one. Watch your eyes. Ignorance. Learns without understanding. Seeks to use knowledge for one's own ends, precisely. So just regurgitating things that sound good. She thinks it makes her sound smart or look spiritually inclined or aware. But this is somebody who rejects learning, has a weak mentality, gets lost in abstraction. Divine Masculine said, did she really post that thing about Horton here? Yes, and that's why Archangel Michael said you need to check this. I had no intentions of going back, and in fact, I didn't click on those videos before. I didn't open them. I didn't want to, because I didn't want to give her any of my energy. I didn't want to give her a view of mine, but Michael said, no, you need to document this, and was right. So yes, I do have it, and I absolutely can put the side-by-sides up. And I will. Check the description box. I go back through when I'm done and I timestamp things. So like when I mention something in the video, if you go in the description box, I'll timestamp it. So it's linked exactly to that spot where I'm speaking it at that point in the video. And then I'll put whatever I'm talking about beneath it as a clickable link, whether it's an article or psychology information or a screenshot or something. So that's there for you, or will be. But obviously that's not done until after I'm done speaking the video, because until then there's nothing to go and timestamp. Logically speaking. Anyway, I slightly digress. Prejudiced, vindictive. Yeah, so this is somebody who went on retaliatively trying to speak because they were mad that I spoke up about the plagiarism. So crazy. And so you have Tunnel of Delulu, .2, who snagged a post after hearing me speak about Tunnel of Delulu 1. And then this one, this copycat, fraud, fake psychic, fake practitioner. She is talking about and copying a post from Tunnel of Delulu .2. Erroneous mental structures, divine masculine says. It's funny, if it wasn't so messed up that they were stealing and hurting people and, you know, things like that, then honestly it's funny. It would be funny. It's quite ironic. Erroneous mental structures, so they're wrong. They have incorrect thinking. Incapable of applying knowledge. Yeah, I told you. Watch your eyes. Turning the light on. And then bewitchment through lack of knowledge. So she's either gaslit herself by these big words, right? Speaking all of these transcendental words, into thinking that she's smarter than she is, which is very common with narcissism. It's a form of incompetence. It's actually called Dunning-Kruger syndrome. So maybe she really doesn't know that she's that incompetent. But I think she does. Or this is a reference of how through the lack of knowledge and just spewing rhetoric out of context, little bits of plagiarism they've taken from other people, they're trying to bewitch others, right? Convince others that they know more than they do, that they should be looked up to as an advisor or respected or something. No. Pessimistic thoughts, sadness, unhappy, sad. I see that, somebody trying to screen grab my posts. I mean, do that all you want, but it's not going to help you. I don't advise it. It's not an invitation. It's not an encouragement. I'm just telling you that that's not going to change anything. Unhappy, sad writing, discouragement, lack of confidence, illnesses that could lead to death. I told you, I'm not being mean about that. I'm a death prophetess, and what I picked up was these people, some of them sending death spells, others sending health issue spells, and so that's backfiring on them. Watch your eyes. I'm turning the light on. Discouragement, lack of confidence, illnesses that could lead to death, tendency to flee social life, reclusion, music, and other forms of destructive art, right? So posting, even just the Horton thing, that attempt to subliminally attack. Addiction, passion, tumultuous emotions, difficult period, and ordeals, because they don't know when to mind their own business and stop, for starters. Absence of love, which is funny because that's all she tries to pretend to embody typically. Possessiveness, jealousy, passion, fear, tries to hide the toxic parts of herself. Fear of loving and being loved, hatred, war, non-reconciliation. Yeah, they're attacking. Hypocritical and deceives others. Told you. Watch your eyes. We're turning the light on. Manipulates to obtain the favor of those in power, or to try to convince people that she's someone they should trust or give money or credit or attention to. Resentment, malevolence, hostility. May 1st to May 5th. She's upset. Well, you're going to destroy everything I've built by telling the truth. No. If it was real and true, that would have the opposite effect. But the reality is, this is why the holy angels and God exposed it. Because this is somebody who spent years trying to build a foundation off of my energy and back. I even saw a reading that she put out a while back, which I posted Goddess Energies reading years ago, I think, a few years ago about this. So it's like she tried to recap that too, without giving any sort of credit. But it's a message of a karmic who tries to embody a light worker's energy and copy them, copy their essence, and they spend so long trying to become you and plagiarizing that they forget that they're copying you. They try to morph into you to the point where they forget it's a mask. And so all of a sudden, sometimes these people gaslight themselves into thinking you're copying them, forgetting that they were the ones who started copying you. Or whatever sort of combination or issue. It's delusion. It's mental illness of some degree. It's evil in others. May 1st to May 5th, March 29th, June 11th, August 26th, November 7th, January 17th, 2:40 a.m. to 2:59 a.m. July 2nd to July 6th, April 10th, June 24th, September 7th, November 19th, January 28th, 6:40 a.m. to 6:59 a.m. And I think I did these other ones, but just in case. Actually, I think I did one of those previous ones, but either way, some of them I didn't, so we'll recap. March 1st to March 5th, May 30th, August 13th, October 26th, January 5th, March 17th, 10:40 p.m. to 10:59 p.m., October 9th to October 13th, April 30th, July 14th, September 27th, December 8th, February 16th, 1 p.m. to 1:19 p.m. Mind you, because I picked that up too. Not only did I tag Goddess Energy in the video clip that I reblogged of hers, reposted. Well, really, that's it. I gave her credit and I tagged her in it. And it's an actual video of her speaking. It's a clip of her speaking. It's not like I snagged something that wasn't mine and repurposed it under my own name. But that's what these people have done, and that's why I'm calling it out. Also, that was the other piece. I've been subbed to Goddess Energy for years, so not only did I tag her in it and re-share her own video with her words and her face in it, but I've subbed for years. I don't always watch her content. Often I don't watch content. but sometimes I'm called to, and her videos don't always resonate with me because I don't think they're always for me. Many times they're not. But I know she's a good reader, and she's always been legit. Anytime I see a video pop up that I am called to check out, and it's been years, there's a reason that I reblogged that clip. It's good. 8122. Divine Masculine says, and so this girl in this video who's been copying you, she just reblogged the title, basically, of the, yes, of the message, yes. And you reblogged the whole message, and yes, and gave credit and tagged the author in it. So again, July 2nd to July 6th, April 10th, June 24th, September 7th, November 19th, 6:40 a.m. to 6:59. And then final, there's an emphasis on these numbers for some reason. April 30th, July 14th, September 27th, December 8th, February 16th, 1 p.m. to 1:19 p.m. Those are either birth dates, death dates, anniversaries, times of someone's birth or death, when somebody committed a crime, when somebody's going to catch their karma back for whatever crime, spiritually speaking or otherwise. Okay. Let's do this. What evil eye symptoms are these people trying to send? Spell work. More specifically, what is this plagiarizer in this reading from this cover photo trying to send? Alright, so she's picked up someone connected to a family member or an ex. The chaos magic. See, family member or ex. And answered it. Yep, trying to dig up dirt on you. There's nothing to dig. Good gossiping about you to others. Yeah, that shows your character. Their failures keep them obsessing over your personal victories. What they want, or what they're hoping to cause, which is all of this, is random indecision and feeling stuck at a crossroads. I mentioned that earlier in the reading. I'm not confused. I can tell that you are. Delulu is not the Salulu, though. They envy your financial status and income, 8422. Restlessness, sleeplessness, insomnia. I'm excited to go to bed. That's why I'm speeding through this reading. I'm super pumped. Just did the laundry also. And switch the sheets over again. They envy your career, status, and achievements. Return to sender, already done. We'll do some more of that though. And yeah, see, they want you to just fail at everything. They want people to reject you because they want to be able to take your place without... I smell cigarettes. Yuck. Somebody's smoking cigarettes. So what's going to happen to them? They're going to continue to be envious of your relationship status. If they were trying to block that, that's a bummer. They're going to continue to be more triggered and insecure. They're going to have heart chakra issues, so random chest palpitations and tightness, anxiety possibly. They're going to have unexplained series of misfortunate events, except for it's their karma, like those freak accidents that are not freak accidents, they're karma. Random emotional disturbances, dread, fear, depression, anxiety, frustration. There it is, told you, anxiety. I picked it up. Why? Because I'm also a medical mediumship. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm a death prophetess. I picked up my husband's death 9 months before he was going to die. It scared the goodness gracious out of me. I didn't like it at all, obviously. But everything was fine at that point. And so he gave me a hug and he told me everything was fine and baby girl, I'm right here. And he was, and it was fine. Till 9 months later when I woke up and he was dead on December 1st. So, they're going to continue to have their ego bruised and battered for trying to be combative. Unexplained mental distress. Yeah, I told you. It seems like mental issues to me. They're going to continue to have evil eye be thrown at them, I guess. Also, they're jealous of what you have, as well as that people like you or love you. Wow. In the reading earlier, the cards, I saw a vision of a deck to pull out. So I pulled it out, and when I did, 3 more decks came out, and so I used them. And one of them fell on my foot, 8722, and I said there's a message of toe stepping. Now, this is somebody who feels like, obviously, actually no. Well, yes, but no. This is somebody who feels like by me reclaiming my power and taking back the energy and the essence that they tried to copy and steal from me, that I'm taking from them. But again, this is that person who's failed to remember that that wasn't their energy. It was mine. And they're their actual toe steppers. And that's why the cards fell out like that. And you know which one fell on my foot? Was a deck about darkness, because that's what this person's been embodying. Evil eye. They aren't comfortable with who they are. Yeah, well, guess what? Copying me isn't the answer for you. Anything else? I hear detestable. Their behaviors are detestable. Yeah. Told you. See, that's why I blocked it. That's hilarious. Making fake accounts to try to interfere with your life. They resent everything you are because it reminds them of everything that they're not. Yeah, well. They are envious of your children in pregnancy. Yeah, well, taking food out of my child's mouth is not the answer. It's not a secret either. Secretly in competition with you? Yeah, it's not a secret. It's ugly though. That's what I just heard. I keep smelling cigarettes. Somebody's, maybe she is, or one of these plagiarizer energies, chain smoking anxiously. You know what? I picked this up with Wolf Shadow too, plagiarizer. And they do this because people that smoke cigarettes, 2 things. People that smoke tend to be anxious. They reach for cigarettes to try to calm their anxiety, but also people that smoke can become anxious because, yes, no it can, no, yes it can. Cigarettes are a depressant. Right, exactly. Shh, listen. You don't know. You think you know enough to believe that you know everything. But you don't know enough to realize that you're wrong. And unfortunately for you, I know enough to know that I'm correct and know that you're not. Listen. Yes, cigarettes are depressants, which is why people reach for them when they're anxious, because they think it will calm down their nervous system. So is opiate, so is alcohol. But cigarettes are also stimulants, and a lot of people don't know that. So it has the opposite effect. You think you're calming down the nervous system, and maybe for a second it works, but then that stimulant kicks in and it sends you back up again. And then it might create more anxiety. In fact, caffeine can have the same effect. All right, Random mental fog, memory loss, confusion. That's what they wanted for you. Just shut up. Don't talk about me. Just forget everything I did and forget that I'm copying you and don't be able to put the pieces together. And yeah, that kind of a thing. It's giving toxic water sign energy for some reason. It's like evil attempted water spirit energy. The mermaid. Yep. She tried to dress up as a mermaid. Unexplained skin rashes and conditions. This is what will be happening to them. Sudden and unexplained weakness, laziness, and fatigue. So that energy vampirism is backfired on them. Can't put your chains on me. They're gonna have money blockages too for trying to mess with people's money. Yep, karmic came out. Wow, for intentionally trying to mess with your money and your energy. Yep. Money blockages. Karma. In some cases, that jealousy, that evil eye bit, they might not be even conscious of the fact that that's black magic, but it is. That's spell work. Somebody who wanted to try to be close to you. Or these are, again, it's just that chaos magic that some of these others picked up on. I think we're good with this deck. The same cards are starting to come out again now, and that's usually an indication that we're done. So let's drop it there. On that one. Okay, now. Clean up the space a little bit. There's a karmic trying to do spell work still. No. Auto reverse. Thanks for clearing that out, God. Which one should we do now? Let's get some water and rehydrate. Let me see. Okay. Do one more. All right. So this is Divine Feminine, in this case me, taking her power back, right? Honoring the purity, the innocence, the inner child, standing up for children as well. And even if there's a level of stern defense, anger and chains, it's about the oppression, it's righteous indignation, about the fact that these people have been trying to block people and then energy harvest off of them, drain them. So I said no. Taking my power back. That's my crown and my throne. And I'm super excited to go have some nice dreams. And see see whatever God needs to show me. Sleep gummy. I'm making something up about a snowstorm coming. Let's see, shall we? And that was a sponge. All right, so we'll take those. So, there's no feeling bad for this karmic. I won't cry for you. Oh, you know what? That song came out this morning. Channeled it. Please help me chop this tree down. Hold me from underneath. Words never once cut me down until MGM truth bombed me. Down by the grave that the lawmen laid, where the gravel got paved, and finally I'm saved. Okay, so today for tomorrow, these are not people who were making good choices. They thought they were. They thought that they were going to take shortcuts to build in life and get what they wanted, like instant gratification, get what they wanted today. But what's actually happened is they've shot themselves in both feet and put them in their mouths. And so they've stuffed up. They shouldn't have been doing this. They should have been focusing on building their future, not by taking from other people or stealing or copying. 9922. Hiding their true self. And you see the comparison between that and, where was it? Divine Feminine, who's her authentic self, queen of my own world. This karmic hiding their true self, trying to cloak themselves in the red, Divine Feminine's energy. The red. But no. That's why they're fated to suffer. Look at the red apple. That's the only thing red in that picture. It's fake. Trying to masquerade, but it's poisonous. And I picked that up, that poisonous backstab energy. It's like once you think that, okay, situation's done, I've said what I said, I moved on. No, I want revenge. I'm gonna stab you in the back once you think the situation's over because you spoke the truth about it and it's done. It's not over till I say it's over. Okay, narc. Blinded to pain. Blinded to the pain that they are causing others. Don't want to take accountability for it. blended to the fact that they're causing themselves more pain by not letting it go. And by trying to claim to be a divine feminine when she's not, she's trapped herself. Look, sitting there trying to dress up like an angel. Come on now. And you see that? I'm turning the light back on. You see this to me looks like, if you've ever seen a movie where there's a bank system, like infrared security systems, okay? And so she might not have realized that there was a silent alarm, an infrared alarm. But there was, you see. And she set it off. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm putting this over here. She set it off when she decided to copy someone else, because look at this. There's actually plagiarism in this card. That is Goofy. No, that's Pluto. Excuse me. That is Mickey Mouse's dog, Pluto. This is not a Disney deck. This is not a Mickey Mouse branded deck. This is a full-out independent artist, meaning that they stole the Pluto. It's made in the likeness of Pluto. You can't tell me that's not Pluto. It's even got the pin straight tail, everything about it. That's Pluto. 10222. And so legally speaking, this artist, the artist who did this artwork for this deck, you know what? That looks like a pack of cigarettes between her boobs. Wouldn't surprise me. The artist that made this deck was legally supposed to ask for permission from Disney, and I would assume pay them money for copyright, but they didn't. See, it's upside down. This is backfiring. They spun their world upside down. So if they did register it with Disney, there should be a trademark on it, but there's not, meaning that they put in this. If Disney knew about this, they could sue whoever made this deck. If not the publisher, if not the artist, then I don't know if the art was done by a different person than who put the deck together. Sometimes the creator of the deck will hire an artist to do the artwork. So regardless, somebody involved in that, either the person who did the art, the person who recruited the artist, the publisher who put it out, regardless of all of this, they're in trouble for this. That's a legal violation, and it's plagiarism. So there's even plagiarism on this card. And they're in jail for it. Straight under the jail. Addicted, because they were addicted to what? Taking from people? Copying? They feel regret now, trying to dress up like a princess, snatch someone else's crown. No. Oh, called in a shitstorm for herself while trying to run after the storm angel. Yeah, how's that red? That's even closer to my shirt, really, than these ones. These are more bright red a little bit, but see? Yeah. And I picked this up earlier. This is somebody who stinks. If it's not actually that they stink, then it's their spirit trying to cloak themselves as someone who's pretty and lovely and ethereal and whatever on the outside, but really their spirit is full of just black bugs, gross, decay, decrepit, fake starseed, fake empath, fake light worker, fake spiritualist, fake practitioner. You lost the game and now it's showing. Caused us pain and now it's over. Okay, let's see, shall we? $12, $22. Okay. Let's clear a little bit more space while we're doing that. Just need to pack this. So, I just heard the name Christy or Kirsty. Excuse me. You remember what I said earlier about this karmic energy that has spent so much time masquerading obsessively in the energy of a light worker that they forgot that they started copying someone. It's like I'll link a video about this in the description box, that goddess video clip, or the goddess energy video where she talks about this. These are karmics who basically try to wear your personality. They don't like themselves, so they try to copy you. And after a while, sometimes they forget that they're copying you. They just think that that's who they are. Amber Heard did this to Johnny Depp, actually. And not only do they think that after a while it really is who they are and who they've must have always been, if you call them out for copying you, or even if you don't, sometimes they will start thinking that you're copying them, which is delusional. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's as a logical, rational thinker. This is somebody who's trying to step on your toes. That's a message that has been coming out today, twice, in fact, 2 or 3 times in the previous reading and this one. But they're following in your footsteps. Stepping on someone's toes requires being in front of them. So they're trying to step on your toes, but they're trying to follow in your footsteps at the same time, which means that they're behind. What sense does that make? You're going to be the leader in front, or a heel stepper behind. They're trying to step on toes, but they're copying. That means they're behind. What? Is this me? No, they forgot. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. She feels stripped bare, naked. The truth. She likes to wear those corsets. Fragmentation. Divine Masculine says, didn't you pick up something about corsets of one of the other plagiarizers in one of the previous readings? Yeah, actually I did, didn't I? I think it was... Which one was it? It was either Delulu Tunnel Point 2 or the Isis one that I haven't done yet. Well, I'll do it tomorrow, maybe. The one with a tattoo of the Eye of Horus on her throat, which is what the one that I'm currently reading on keeps trying to brand, or has been branding on all of her accounts. She's claiming to be Isis. Or resonate or something. No. She could even read her own cat. I could read mine and hers. And then some. You think you own whatever land you land on. And the earth is just a dead thing you can claim. Well, I know every rock and tree and creature has a has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the ones who think and look and act like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, stop copying. You learn things you never knew, And copying is not following in the footsteps of somebody, not like that. Learning from somebody, like, it's like the difference between being inspired and then plagiarism and stealing, and they're different. Divine Masculine says, yeah, because one, you still give credit. Yep. With inspiration. Have you ever heard a wolf cry to a blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins? Care for love. Can you thank you. Can you sing with all the voices of a mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? There was also that song I picked up earlier. Now my wolves begin to howl. Wake me up, the time is now. There's a revolution coming, wild things they turn me on. I'm running with the wolves tonight. There's blood on your lies, and there's blood on your lies. There is nowhere for you to hide, the harvest moon. Hi, baby kitty, I love you. My sweetheart. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to a blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins? I'm my pretty boy. Oh, good purse. I love you. I love you so much. I love you a lot. You ready for Betty Boy? Me too. She's have some good cuddles, Mommy. Good cuddles with sleepies. Yeah, baby. Good boy. Baby. He's so cute. Okay. Give me just a few minutes to finish, okay, my love? I'm cooking just a few things. And we'll go to bed together. My little spoon. Yep, so this is a parasitic energy. This is somebody who's been energy harvesting, vampiring, stealing intellectual property or otherwise. And it's because they were envious, and so they turned greedy and gluttonous. I also feel like there's something about body image. She doesn't like the way she looks or something. That's why she's coated in makeup and always has to try to, I don't know. There's something about a lack of authenticity here. It's all for show. Divine Masculine says, yeah, she can never be real. Nope. She's not. He says, yeah, that's why she's copying you. I agree. Anything else? Okay. Artisan, yeah, she's copying a real artist. claircognizance, somebody who just knows what's up, has an awareness. Humanity, somebody who really genuinely seeks to benefit the community, the collective. Service, right? In service of the divine. It's not about the money. Intuition, right? God says, yeah, but that's why I gave you the gifts to earn it, because, well, you earned them. So, charge your worth. He says, up your prices. Thank you. Mediumship, speaking of, I was just going to say, thank you for helping me with that. Work ethics. That's how I can notice when there's something off, because I have the cognizance to do it. I also mentioned that Plutonian energy earlier, didn't I? No, it was Pluto the dog, actually. Yeah, that's funny. The urge to penetrate the depths of experience and experience renewal, deep transformation, regeneration, and evolution. Exactly. True transcendence. Somebody who seeks harmony, balance, psychometry. I also have those gifts. I mentioned that, I think, yesterday or the day before. I think it was something about reading the cards. I made a joke. I don't need cards to read. Reading the cards is just like adding pictures to a book, and I don't need pictures in a book in order to read it. And frankly, I don't even need the book. I've been known to sleep next to books with witnesses, right? Sleep next to somebody and feeling the need to sleep next to one of their books, knowing that it was bedtime, there would be no time to read it, but just feeling like I needed to keep it close to me in my aura, and waking up the next morning and speaking about these things that I was picking up and being looked at by this person and saying, you know, those were in the books, the book you slept next to last night, right? And I hadn't, because I hadn't read it, but I was picking up the downloads with the psychometry. That's why I slept next to it, and I internalized the information. Yeah, which is also why I'm qualified to be the boss. 1234. And these people copying me are failing to take my divine anointing, rank, level, and favor into consideration. You need to be very careful about me, about how you decide to treat me, or that it's a good idea to steal from me, because God is very sensitive about me. 11922. And it will cost you a lot more than you thought it would, a lot more than you thought you'd gain by doing whatever you did that's put you in a hot spot. Also, as far as the people who have used their animals for whatever purposes like that, the neighbor who tried to do that crap, her cat died. He was eaten. And I did pick that up before it was going to happen. And I didn't take pleasure in the fact that it happened. In fact, I warned her against it. I said, you need to keep that cat inside and stop sending it out to harass people. I know it sounds crazy, like somebody using a cat as an attack animal, but that's what was happening. She knew it was a vicious animal. The vet told her to stay it in. She never, ever provided vaccination records. She put my cat in the vet. I tried to lie to a judge about it all, saying that she never denied needing to keep the cat inside, but I have her on video that she didn't know I was recording, which is perfectly legal in my state, by the way. Don't just go about doing that without checking your state mandations. It's different from state to state. But she didn't know I was recording her. And so she lied to a judge, and what she said on paper and on court transcript, which I have a copy of in the cabinet over here, it doesn't match up with the video evidence that I have. So she's in trouble for that too. But more specifically, she called herself an old hag, and so this is giving witch energy, has been. And this cat energy that was coming up was giving Catchy, or S-I-T-H. It's a Celtic dark energy, shape-shifting energy, kind of like somebody trying to morph themselves into me, yeah? But it's like a witch's dark familiar, basically. And that's, yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said about that, pretty much. Other than that there are parallels between that and this plagiarizer that I've had to speak about in this live. The one in the cover photo, for starters. But they all parallel. Oh, and she was recruited by the toxic water sign and toxic earth sign couple who sent out the chaos magic and conflict spells. She was just a later recruit. Anyway. Foolish. They're all in trouble. Oh, and I also have videos of her peeping through my windows, spying on me. Her nephew was doing it too. Creepy. Creeps. And I have photos of that too. 1/22/22. So, let's see. Hi, baby. Get a couple of psychology cards. Also, I'm going to pull a few on myself, since we're reading on these karmics anyway. Do another, please. Oh, that was almost a bunch of cards on the floor. Stop. Thank you. Okay. Mission, faithful servant. Actually, I feel like I need to start here for some reason. There it is. Intellectual lucidity, right? Because I know what I'm talking about and I'm logical. Clarity of ideas, allowing goodness and kindness, understanding through the senses. I heard that somebody doesn't believe that this is what it says, but it does. Clarity of ideas, allowing goodness and kindness, understanding through the senses, adjusting and regulating desires in accordance to the divine, harmonization and of behavior, sense of duty and responsibility, opening the heart with discernment, right? So love, but know that not everybody's love, so we are mindful. Sorry, that was loud. Much louder than I intended it to be. Put this in the other. Consolation born through understanding, communicating the mysteries of morality to the intellect, profound mystical spiritual experiences. And mind you, my particular birth path is called magic to prophecy, meaning I'm quite a magical being and my gift is to use those gifts to bring the prophecy forth. Hello. It's not everybody's birth path. It's actually written in mine. And I don't follow, I don't do this and I'm not who I am because I found a book and that's what it said. No, I was already on my path. And when I looked at my particular birthday and year, and that's what I read about it. Well, it paralleled the life I was already leading, so it was just accurate. Thank you. Welcome to my TED Talk. Congratulations for making it almost to the end. Okay. Profound mystical spiritual experiences, example of morality, exemplary behaviors and commitment, visionary, inspiration, intense productive life, antidote against forces of darkness, concerning writing, printing, publishing, distribution, bookshops, and orators, speakers. Beneficial force for intellectual activity for computers and programming, technological development concerning television and radio programs, developing mental faculties in harmony with the imagination, helping understand and reflect upon personal experience. Mission, and this is a mission, to call out this karmic energy that's been blocking myself and other people in the collective so that we can move on. Because God, they've been trying to block us from whatever God is calling us to do outside of clearing these cycles out and these people. Or steal the destinies that aren't theirs, right? They're wanting these destinies because they think it looks good, but their behaviors are the opposite of what they're claiming to be. They're karmic. They're behaving karmically while putting on a masquerade, a mask of a light worker, and it's not working. It's embarrassing for them. Faithful servant, giving unconditionally. Shepherd of souls, missionary, vocation in relation to spirituality, heightening faith, spiritual riches, non-attachment to worldly things, acting in an impersonal, detached manner on the invisible plane, warding off enemies of spirituality, revealing the universal God, and capacity to sacrifice oneself, nobility of soul. What's coming moving forward? Friendship, affinity, the study and the understanding of the law of resonance. And so manifestations coming through is what this is, as a result of being able to help penetrate the subconscious to reveal true motives. There it is, there's that. This is also why they're upset. Physics, astronomy, astrology, helping us understand the analogies between the universe and the earth, revealing the secrets of the mineral, vegetable, and animal kingdom, helping develop a conscience, capacity to teach what has been learned, instructor, teacher. It's also how I recognize when someone's fake and not one, or not doing a good job, because they're fake and not one. Learning the unknown through the known. Capacity for healing, doctor, pharmacologist, healer, and scientist. Knowing the properties and virtues of medicinal plants. Healthy food and cultivation. Naturopathy, which is also what I do. Herbology, that's also, I have got some herbs here, look. This one is elm, be efficient. It's for focus and work smarter, think smarter, not harder. Pacifying and soothing, the self becomes a medicinal plant. Mastering one's, meaning self-regulation. Mastering one's emotions, adapt to every situation. Faith that anticipates knowledge, protection against the environment, respect for nature, initiated into the secrets and the forces of nature. Okay. I think I would like to, I'm being called to drop the mic right there. In the meantime, please remember to pray, do no harm, take no crap, and I will catch you on the next one. Blessings and namaste.